Welcome to Valerie's Real Talk podcast. My name is Valerie Smith. I am your host. This is episode 6. And today I'm going to speak to you on the importance of lifelong learning. I have always been an advocate for upskilling to being ready, and especially in today's new future of work landscape. I know before 2019, a lot of corporations said, oh, it's too expensive. Do we want to have a learning and development team? Do we want to have a learning management system and pay for the courses? And everything was based around costs. Now we're in 2023, where a lot of our employees want to be more engaged. They want to grow. They want to know where their career is going with the company. Will the company invest in their career? This is where companies need to sit down and create some initiative on lifelong learning. The world is changing faster than we can speak today. Not only do employees rely on companies, but employees have to have autonomy for their own growth. They really do. They have to own it. They have to tell their managers in their performance review their goals. What classes do you want to take? What conference do you want to go to? What book do you want to read that's going to enhance your skills to be marketable in the new future of work landscape? In 2013, I would say, and maybe before then, 2010, the future of work was already being spoken of around the world, not just in the United States. I would say in the UK, in Finland, in New Zealand, all over the world. And we talked about skill set. All the initiatives that I read was on skill set. How are we going to get our nation ready before 2020? And if we have any countries listening right now from Finland, from UK, from Paris, from all over the globe, even Japan and China, they had these initiatives. It was talked about in 2010 and on up. It's nothing new. It's just that when you had a pandemic and then they rolled in AI in 2022, were people ready? Some were, some weren't. There are some countries that had initiatives in place that had their people in artificial intelligence already. But if I can speak for my country in the United States, I don't think we were. I think with the pandemic and a lot of layoffs, a lot of leaders were not ready, and they're still not. Many of them don't even know how to navigate through this new future of work, how to engage with their employees and their growth and their career sets. This is where leaders have to sit down with HR and figure out how can we engage in our talents, careers, and to make sure they're upskilled in implementing these new skill sets. And like I said, I have always been an advocate of learning new skills. It's nothing like being ahead. I always say read. Don't just read books, read articles, read white papers, Google online the new future of work landscape in the UK, in Finland, in India, in Africa, the continent of Africa. You never know what you will find, what other countries are doing to train their talent. What skills are in demand within your industry? This is why not only leaders and HR need to work together, the employees also have to have autonomy to look up online in their industry what skills do they need right now that will enhance the strengths that they have right now. You always want to work within your strengths. It's the most important thing that when you take a class that enhances your strengths, it really helps you with your performance. It helps you increase productivity within the business. And it makes you a marketable talent as well. And then your leaders will recognize what you're doing because you're taking ownership to learning more skills. And if you find certain resources, share it with your team. Oh, I found this. There are a lot of free classes out there online. It's called MOOC. M as in Mary, O, C as in cat. Look it up. There are a lot of free classes. Stanford University has MOOC classes, Harvard, Yale. Look it up. Now, there are some where you can take it for free, but you will have to pay for the certification. Sometimes they're $35, $45, $49, depending on whatever platform you're on online. However, there are free classes out there, but if you want to pay for them, it's okay. Check with your benefits team. Make sure that they have a benefit for you for tuition reimbursement. Just looking into it because you need to be upskilling. You need to keep your skills up to date to be marketable in this new landscape of work. And we call it the future of work because everything is changing. You wait to 2030. You think it's fast now. It's going to be faster. So you always need to be networking. You always need to be researching data and what other countries are doing to enhance your own skill sets. And this is the reason why leaders have to put together an employee engagement initiatives on how you're going to engage your employees. And that one thing is upskill, lifelong learning, promoting, even if you got to get with your marketing team to put it on your intranet, to make it part of the culture, the importance of learning new skills and how the company is going to invest. Not only our leaders are learning, now your frontline and your middle managers are learning too. You want to be that corporation of lifelong learners, increasing the skill set to be a company up to date on what is coming in the future. But you want to be present, but you also want your talent to feel like they belong, that you are investing in their future because they want to feel like they matter. I want to say your homework today for the front line and the middle managers, I want you to own your career. I want you to look at where you are right now and what skill would you want to learn right now that will make you a marketable talent in your corporation. And I want leaders to work with HR, talent development, on how you can enhance the culture of your company to make sure that everyone is growing, that everyone has a sense of belonging within their career and within the company. And when you put that all together, you keep it consistent, your company will be the best place to work, and the retention will be very high, and then everyone is happy. So remember that lifelong learning, you don't stop learning when you're at your job. You keep learning as you go in life, because it's important to keep those skills intact to be a marketable talent. I want to say thank you for coming to Valerie's R.E.A.L Talk podcast, and I'll see you next week for episode 7.